Hi there! This is my presentation about my timeline. As you could see in the camera, my timeline takes the shape of a tree, where all the limbs of the tree represent years of my life. So, let's begin with the presentation of all the limbs of my tree. First, we have the 0 to 3 years limb. On the 0 to 3 years limb, you could see pictures like me as a baby, a chunky baby to say the truth. I wear a adorable red coat, and in the other picture you could see an habit that I have today, Aslo, that kind of smile of the image, without showing the teeth. Now let's go with the 4 to 7 years limp, where you could see these pictures. In the 4 to 7 years limp, you could see me in pictures with my family, having fun in an amusement park, Aslo climbing a rock wall, practicing golf. That was one of my hobbies that I practiced for 5 years, Aslo in the Halloween day having fun. In the part of the clothes, I use a polo shirt. That was a cloth that in all of these years I use, and in many pictures you could see me using a polo shirt. As though I use a hoodie in one of them, and t-shirt and coat. One part that is important is the Halloween day that you could see in other limbs that I really like to celebrate that date. Having a really good change in the 8 to 12 years limb. In the 8 to 12 years limb, you could see that the protagonists are my hobbies. When I was worrying about the golf, the next sport that I tried are the taekwondo. You could see that I start as a beginner. I practice for years, and I have my white belt. You could see me stretching in a class and having another class with my teacher, and also my teacher gave me the white and yellow belt, and I also have the green belt in that class. Other hobbies that I practice are riding the bike, but in their circuits with mountains to jump, and Aslo in that BMX bike. And about that jumps, I have many injuries for that. I also practice tennis. Was an interesting sport, but I didn't practice for more than a year. Although you could see me having adventures like using a zip line or jumping in a trampoline with a jump with bungee ropes to jump higher. And also an important feature for me are one of the Halloween day that I have a costume of a zombie with an amazing makeup, and the clothes that I use were cutting for being totally a zombie. Although you can see me having another adventure on a ship. So as you could see, my hobbies changed a lot, and I having fun on another Halloween day. And more changes in the 13 to 15 years limb. The 13 to 15 years limb is one of my favorite. You could see me having my habit of my smile without showing the teeth, and also having fun practicing ping pong and playing pool, and make things differently, like drive a military car and be on a a military car of combat, and Aslo having fun in the Halloween days and with my dog. In the Halloween days, I costume of Darth Vader and a skeleton, and Aslo I share time with my family, and Aslo I could discover a new hobby that was the bakery and cooking desserts. And Aslo was a funny story that changed my habits with the fracture of my left arm, that in the surgery to repair it, the ligaments of my left hand was damaged, and I lose strength of my fingers and mobility of my hand, and although I couldn't move a finger, so that changed my habit to recover the stretch in the hand and in the arm, to have normally my arms. And although you could see that in some of the picture, I also use an polo shirt that I mentioned in the start of the video. And in the top you could see the last pictures that I have about me, my family and my friends. For the last limb, I want to say my belief that was the same in all the limbs, but especially in this one. I have the belief that if something is fun, why not do it? If I have fun with my friends, why not do it more? And having adventure with them, like riding a quad or having fun playing paintball, going to Paris, or only see a football game of Colombian selection, or simply staying with them. As though you could see me sharing time with my brother, playing video games, with my dad, with my cousins, going to a pool and playing video games. That is something that is a hobby, but with that hobby I can share time with so many types of people, with my family, with my friends. And as you could see that I use commonly t-shirts and hoodies and jackets, more than the typical polo shirt that I mentioned in the other limbs. So this is my timeline story. As though you could see that I didn't change a lot. I have the same smile that in the first picture in some images, so I consider myself people that didn't change a lot, but maybe if you know me, you didn't want to change me. So this is my finish of my timeline.